What's going on, YouTube? We have our final contestants in the series for April, even though this video is coming out in May. Enter Hitmonlee, who has the best chance of competing and maybe even beating Hitmontop's time. Hitmonlee has two big advantages over Hitmontop and Hitmonchan, one being its massive 120 attack stat, and its 87 speed being the fastest of the three. Hitmonlee, unfortunately, shares the same HP stat of 50 and has an abysmal defense stat of 53. Its moveset, though, unlike Hitmonchan's, it starts with the fighting move in Double Kick, and learns fighting moves by level up, and starts with Meditate, which boosts its attack, a fighting Pokemon's most important and highest stat. I feel like I should address this since I didn't address it in the Hitmonchan video, but I chose Bulbasaur as the starter, because Venusaur, being that it's part poison, would resist our fighting moves. And even though Charizard is a flying type which would be super effective against us, it doesn't get any flying moves, so I really didn't see the point. I thought it would present the hardest challenge. My expectations for Hitmonlee is that it's going to finish somewhere around the 4-hour mark. How correct will I be? Well, let's just get into the run to find out. So just like with Hitmontop, Hitmonlee kind of has the same problems, and that the Weedles double resist our attacks. And, well, Caterpie resists our attacks too, but Weedle double resists it. And while I do have Meditate to help out with that, getting poisoned early, and the fact that Hitmonlee's defense stat isn't the best, even a weak Tackle or Poison Sting from the bugs do a lot of damage. One saving grace though, besides Meditate, is that Double Kick has a lot of PP, and has more accuracy, at least I think it does, than Rolling Kick. So it's not like, I have to worry about running out of PP in, every other battle like I did with Hitmontop and having to run back to the Pokemon Center to heal it all up. And you'll see in the battle coming up against the mandatory bug catcher that I managed to set up 4 Meditates while Weedle cooperates, and we're able to knock it out pretty quickly. I did decide to take on the Junior Light Years trainer in Brock's gym for extra experience. And while the battle is close and Diglett brings me down to 6 HP, Sandrew's Sand Attack misses, wow, say that 5 times fast, Sandrew's Sand Attack misses, and Double Kick is able to get the job done. I've got a potion in my inventory, so I'm gonna go ahead and heal up, save the game, and take on Brock. And there really isn't much to say about Brock. We have a fighting move, we have high attack, I set up 2 Meditates, and Double Kick is able to get the job done against both Geodude and Onix pretty quickly. And we can just fast forward to the trainers on Route 3. I battle some of them just for some extra experience because we're gonna need it down the line. And while the bug catchers aren't too big of a problem, if the Weedle poisons you, it can be a time killer, but thankfully I bought some extra antidotes from Pewter Gym so that it doesn't kill our time too badly here. We can go ahead and just fast forward from Route 3 and all these trainers, they aren't too big of a deal. Inside Mount Moon, I did battle the Rocket Grunt with the Raticate and the Hiker just because it's quick experience, and of course we have to pick up Mega Punch. Exiting Mount Moon, we're at 41 minutes. Hitmontop was at 44 minutes in game time. We won't talk about Hitmonchan's god-awful time, and we need to decide, Misty or Rival 2? Well, Rival 2 makes a lot more sense, so we're gonna go with him. I set up a Meditate against Pidgeotto and immediately get hit by Sand Attack. Thankfully, Mega Punch hits and takes it out. Mega Punch is then able to one-shot both the Abra, and while I could have gone for Double Kick against Rattata, I was just mashing A. We one-shot it. Bulbasaur is last, and we miss. It misses Vine Whip, I miss again, and we get hit with a weak Tackle, but we knock it out. So Rival 2, pretty easy. And next we've got to go across Nugget Bridge. And there's a very important item we have to pick up here, because we're going to need it for both the Pokemon Tower and Agatha. And that item is TM19 Seismic Toss. Unfortunately, Hitmonlee cannot learn any other move that hits Ghost types. I mean, I guess maybe if you count Mimic, but I wouldn't really count that. We can then go to Bill's house, and then backtrack to Cerulean to take on Misty. And Misty, after all these levels, isn't too bad. She leads with Staryu, and I go ahead and I'm going to set up 2 Meditates on it because, well, I just want to prepare for Starmie, and Staryu can't really do much to us. A single Double Kick knocks it out. Well, one hit from it, I should say. Starmie is next. It hits me with Tackle, doesn't crit thankfully, Mega Punch doesn't one-shot it, but we can finish the job with Double Kick. And after getting the Cascade badge, it's time for every solo runner's favorite part, heading to the SSN, battling this one trainer and getting TM08 Body Slam. Of course, we're gonna battle the gentleman who guards the rare candy on our way out, but let's go ahead and take on Rival 3. I'm just gonna set up one Meditate on Pidgeotto, and then I'm just gonna use Body Slam for the rest of his Pokemon, aside from Raticate because, well, Double Kick's super effective. But Body Slam makes quick work of all of his Pokemon, probably didn't even need to use Meditate. And let's just go ahead, get past the rival here, get cut, say goodbye to the SSN, and then we're gonna take on Surge. And yeah, Surge, this battle is extremely easy. I meant to go for Body Slam against Voltorb, but I accidentally used Double Kick. It crits, and I mean, I think it would have one-shot without the crit anyway. I do switch to Body Slam for Pikachu, and against Raichu, I'm going to use Body Slam, but first I'm going to rearrange my moves some. Body Slam hits and paralyzes it, a weak Thunder Shock, and we're able to finish it off. 3 badges down, we're going to go ahead, make our way to Rock Tunnel. We're not going to show off the self-destructing hiker this week. Really no point, Hitmonlee made quick work of him. And exiting Rock Tunnel, we are at 1 hour and 43 minutes. Hitmontop was at 1 hour and 46 minutes at this point, so we're keeping ahead, 3-minute mark. So we gotta decide where to go next. And of course, I'm gonna decide to go to Celadon. I wanna do some shopping, then I'm gonna head to the game corner so we can battle Giovanni. I just wanna get that out of the way because, well, I know I'm gonna have to put Seismic Toss in our moveset pretty soon, even though I really don't want to, because I know it's just going to restrict our moveset. But let's just get to the Giovanni battle, and I think it says something about a Pokemon when the hardest trainers have been all the bug catchers that we've faced. I have Rolling Kick on my moveset now, and it makes quick work of both Onix and Rhyhorn, and doesn't quite one-shot Kangaskhan, and it gets a 2-turn Comet Punch. We take it out the next turn though. We can now claim the Silph Scope, and let's go ahead and head to Pokemon Tower and take on Rival 4. The last rival battle before the difficulty really amps up. We're just over the 2-hour mark. Hitmonlee's making some great time. Maybe we can get sub 4 hours. Anyway, Body Slam one-shots Pidgeotto. It doesn't one-shot Gyarados, but we paralyze it, and Hydro Pump does big damage as you saw there. That will be a problem later on. Body Slam, however, does one-shot Growlithe. It one-shots Kadabra, and Ivysaur, it's gonna one-shot it as well. Oh, not quite, but Vine Whip, and then we knock it out. So, let's go ahead and go through the Pokemon Tower. And I'm gonna show you an example battle of how these battles went. And let me tell you, it was a pain. Because the Ghastlies are able to paralyze you with Lick, they can confuse you, and Nightshade does fixed damage. It's always going to do at least 20 HP because I don't think there's a single Ghastly in here that's below level 20. But here's an example of how some battles went and possibly foreshadowing how Agatha will go. While Ghastly is a 2-hit with Seismic Toss, Confuse Ray, we get through, hit it with Seismic Toss, knock it out. But this next one, because our attack is so high and our defense is so low, we do a lot of damage when we hit ourselves in confusion. Thankfully, this all cooperates, we get through. I did lose to some Chandlers. Resetting was a pain, but after getting through Pokemon Tower, we're just gonna go ahead and take on Erika. Definitely don't want to forget about her. With all the extra levels now, I don't think Razor Leaf or Petal Dance will one-shot me. Body Slam doesn't one-shot Victory Bell, and Razor Leaf doesn't one-shot me, so that's nice. And now we can upgrade Rolling Kick for the more powerful and more accurate Jump Kick. I go ahead and set up a Meditate on Tangela, set up another, and Jump Kick, we knock it out. Tangela is her most defensive Pokemon. And Body Slam, with all of our boosts, Vileplume is one-shot. Now let's make our way to Cycling Road to head towards Fuchsia City. But we're not going to battle Koga right away. We're actually going to go to the Safari Zone first. I want to pick up the remaining HMs of the run. And once we do that, then we can take on Koga. I'm going to start the battle out by setting up 2 Meditates because his Pokemon are pretty bulky and I want to be able to one-shot them or get close to one-shotting them. I get hit with a smoke screen after my second Meditate, and I miss not once, but twice with Body Slam. Thankfully, I don't get poisoned by Smog. I hit my next Body Slam to knock it out. Muck comes out, my miss Body Slam, X attack, I hit Body Slam, I don't knock it out, another X attack, and I miss Seismic Toss. Thankfully, it misses Poison Gas, and we knock it out with Seismic Toss. Body Slam hits Coughing number 2 right away to knock it out, and Wheezing, if it blows up, I think this is a reset. Thankfully, I hit, but I crit, so the damage is literally nothing, but we hit our next Body Slam, we knock it out, Koga down. Now let's go ahead and head to Silph Co, which I wish Hitmonlee learned Earthquake. If it did, it would probably be pretty overpowered for Gen 1. But it can't, and that kinda sucks. So, let's go ahead, get the card key, we're at the 3-hour mark, and let's go ahead and take on Rival Fivel. And believe it or not, the Pokemon I'm most worried about is not Alakazam. It's actually Gyarados, and you'll find out why. Of course, we know the rival's going to lead with Pidgeot, and I'm gonna go ahead, just go for Meditate. It hits me with Wing Attack, doesn't do too much damage, Jump Kick is able to knock it out. We level up, and out comes Gyarados. I really just want to one-shot this thing. We don't. It goes for Dragon Rage and not Hydro Pump, thankfully. Hydro Pump would have knocked us out. Against Growlithe, I'm gonna set up Meditate. It goes for Roar, then Takedown, bringing us to 19 HP, and Body Slam is able to one-shot it. Alakazam, I know we outspeed, it's got frail defense. Can we one-shot Venusaur? Yes, we do. Alright, Rival Fivel, not too bad. But before heading to face Giovanni, I've got to heal up. And there's actually a Hyper Potion in the room that's next to the Warp Tile, the Rival Fivel, so I just grab that, I take on the Rocket outside, and then it's on to Giovanni. Body Slam doesn't one-shot Nidorino, we do paralyze it, and Poison Sting doesn't poison me. That's some good luck right there. Kangaskhan is next, Jump Kick, one-shots both it and the Rhyhorn, and last is Nidoqueen. I go for Jump Kick mistakenly, doesn't do too much, Seismic Toss does slightly more, Body Slam hits, another Seismic Toss, Tail Whip, and Seismic Toss to finish it. And you're probably wondering why I didn't use Body Slam against Nidoqueen. Well, it's because I ran out of PP. So with Giovanni out of the way, we can head to floor 10, we can pick up the Carbos, we can pick up the Rare Candy, the 2 items we're actually going to use, and TM26 Earthquake, which we can't use, but we can sell for money. Let's go ahead and battle Sabrina and try to wrap up business here. Body Slam one-shots both Mr. Mime and Kadabra, but Venomoth is next. And it withstands a Body Slam, and then hits me with Psybeam. Does about half my HP, and Body Slam finishes it. Okay, Alakazam's last. Can we one-shot this thing? Well, Body Slam hits, and no we can't. And there's Psybeam, and there's a reset. That's unfortunate. I'm gonna try again immediately because I have a plan, and as long as Mr. Mime cooperates, it should work. Once again, I'm gonna just go for Body Slam on Kadabra to knock it out, and against Mr. Mime, I'm gonna set up a Meditate. It goes for Barrier, which is good. We don't knock it out because of the Barrier, but it goes for a second, and we knock it out on the next turn. Venomoth is coming out, and because of Meditate, we should, and we do knock it out with Body Slam. And the same should be said for Alakazam, and we do. Awesome. So Sabrina, second try victory. I'll take it. Now we can go ahead and surf south from Pallet Town to Cinnabar Island, go to the Pokemon Mansion, and then take on the Quizmaster Blaine. And I go ahead, I'm just gonna set up as many Meditates as I can, because Growlithe is just going to spam Agility, because Psychic move, fighting Pokemon, super effective. And once I have my Meditate set up, High Jump Kick and Body Slam make quick work of all of his Pokemon. And there's only one gym leader left, Giovanni. 3 hours 37 minutes in-game time. Hitmontop was at 3 hours 47 minutes, so we've widened the gap between Hitmonlee and Hitmontop. Let's see if it can have a strong finish. So against Rhyhorn, I set up Meditate. It goes for Fury Attack, 1 hit, 2 hit, 3 hit, 4 hits. Alright, let's go ahead and knock it out with High Jump Kick. Okay, Doug Trio is next, and I miss High Jump Kick, it goes for Sand Attack. Body Slam thankfully hits, but that Sand Attack is going to be the death of me. Body Slam doesn't one-shot Nidoqueen thanks to the crit. We do paralyze it and get hit with Scratch, and then we miss and then hit Seismic Toss. Nidoking, however, we miss, Guard Spec, we hit, there's Poison Sting, Body Slam misses, Horn Attack hits, High Jump Kick misses, and there's Thrash. And, yep, we miss, and Nidoking knocks us out. I can't remember the last time I lost to Giovanni, especially at Viridian Gym. Alright, this time I just go for High Jump Kick right away on Rhyhorn. And against Dugtrio, I think about what to do. Body Slam, we crit and one-shot it, so that's nice. Nidoqueen is next. I go ahead and set up a Meditate. I set up a second Meditate. And Body Slam doesn't one-shot it. It hits me with Body Slam and paralyzes me. But we don't have Sand Attacks on us, so Seismic Toss knocks it out. Nidoking uses Tackle, and Body Slam one-shots it. Last is Rhydon, and I don't know what this thing's gonna try to do. Oh, it just uses Fissure. Alright, we knock it out with High Jump Kick. 8 badges down. Never have I had a Giovanni fight like that. 3 hours, 42 minutes before Rival 6. We're still ahead of Hitmontop's time when he fought Giovanni, and let's see if we can keep this lead. I don't anticipate Rival 6 to be too difficult, so he's gonna lead with Pidgeot. As much as I want to set up a Meditate, I'm just gonna go for High Jump Kick, and we don't knock it out. Wing Attack does about a quarter of my health, and Body Slam knocks it out. Rhyhorn comes out. I'm just gonna go for High Jump Kick, and we knock it out. Gyarados, the Pokemon that I fear the most, Body Slam doesn't knock it out. Hydro Pump brings me to 6 HP. Our second Body Slam knocks it out, and we level up to 52. Now against Growlithe, this is where I'm going to set up Meditate, because I know it's just going to spam Agility because the AI says Agility's a Psychic type move. Fighting type Pokemon, super effective. Good old Gen 1 AI. We go ahead and knock out Growlithe and Alakazam with one Body Slam, and all that's left is Venusaur. With all our Meditates, Body Slam doesn't knock it out, but it just goes for growth, and we win. Good job, Hitmonlee. We can now make our way to the league, and Hitmontop saving outside of Lorelei's chamber was at 4 hours and 11 minutes. Hitmonlee is at 3 hours and 54 minutes, a 17-minute lead. We're not going to get sub 4 hours, but maybe 4:10 is possible. Anyway, to Lorelei's battle. Dewgong is the lead. I go for High Jump Kick immediately, and we knock it out. Cloyster follows. I don't expect High Jump Kick to one-shot it, and it doesn't. And the worst possible happens. It gets a critical hit Spike Cannon that lasts for 5 turns. Worse luck, I just knock it out with Seismic Toss. Slowbro's next, and it's just going to spam Amnesia against me because the AI says Fighting type, Psychic move, super effective. So I set up some Meditates. I go for Body Slam and crit so it doesn't knock it out, but it's just going to continue to spam Amnesia and we knock it out. Jinx has frail defense, so all the Meditates didn't matter, and Lapras is last. This is why I set up Meditate, but I miss High Jump Kick. I get hit with Confuse Ray, and I hit, and we knock it out. So that was a bit of a nail-biter, but I have a strategy to make her more consistent because I have a feeling we're going to be losing to Agatha. But next is Bruno, who, he never really gives any Pokemon trouble, and, well, Hitmonlee is no different. And there really isn't much to say. I just go ahead and set up 3 Meditates on the first Onyx. It doesn't really do much damage to me. I miss my first High Jump Kick, but hit the next, and then High Jump Kick goes on to one-shot his entire team, although I did use Body Slam on Hitmonlee. And now we have the real challenge, Agatha. And I have a feeling this battle's going to go very poorly, and spoilers, it does. But I'll just talk about it, because it's playing. I go for Seismic Toss, get hit with Confuse Ray, hit another Seismic Toss, she uses a Super Potion, and now I start to hit myself. Once, twice, Nightshade, and 3 times, and I knock myself out and can't even make it past the first Gengar. And I'm going to talk about some things while another loss plays in the background. And the battle playing was actually the closest I had with Agatha for a while. You'll see I used my rare candies for this battle. And that's because while the Gengars are still 3-hit KOs with Seismic Toss, the extra levels make Haunter a 2-hit KO. Without them, it was a 3-hit KO. And that extra turn, it can confuse me or even put me to sleep and one-shot me with Dream Eater. And I had some losses where the first Gengar would put me to sleep and just one-shot me with Dream Eater. I even tried to mimic on my moveset for one battle, and the luck was just as bad. From either getting put to sleep and then one-shot with Dream Eater, or just missing over and over again with Hypnosis. All of the battles in this run, Agatha was the most inconsistent. I had a total of 2 wins against her, almost like Arcanine with Lance. And this loss playing in the background was really painful because it went for Toxic, and then she used a Super Potion to essentially stall me out. That sucked. Alright, many tries later, and I got this battle. I forgot to use my rare candies beforehand, which kinda sucks, but I go for Seismic Toss right away, it goes for Nightshade, another Seismic Toss and Super Potion, Seismic Toss, okay, she's in a healing loop, and there's Dream Eater, which can't hit me because I'm awake, and we knock out Gengar number 1. Golbat comes out, I'm gonna go for Body Slam. We don't knock it out, it hits me with Wing Attack, so Nightshade from Haunter or Gengar can knock me out now. Here comes Haunter, who's going to be a 3-hit KO. It goes for Dream Eater, perfect. Another Seismic Toss. Nightshade gets a 1 in 256 miss, and we knock it out. Arbok's next. Body Slam, okay. She withdraws into Gengar, that's good. It goes for Dream Eater, Seismic Toss. This is looking good. Another Dream Eater, another Seismic Toss, okay. Confuse Ray, don't hit yourself. We don't, we knock it out. Okay, just don't hit yourself against Arbok, Hitmonlee. Body Slam hits, and we knock it out. And we finally have beaten Agatha. And next is Lance, who I'm not really worried about. The most difficult Pokemon is Gyarados because it has Hydro Pump. The Dragonairs and Dragonite will be gimmies because they're just gonna spam Agility. So let's just get right into the battle. Here comes Gyarados. How much will we do with Body Slam? We do about a quarter. We paralyze it, but there's Hydro Pump. And it takes us to 14 HP. But we crit our second Body Slam to knock it out. And now I'm just gonna set up 6 Meditates against this first Dragonair. I then use High Jump Kick and Body Slam to knock them out. But my luck runs out. I miss High Jump Kick, Aerodactyl confused me with Supersonic, and I hit myself. I was at a loss for words at this point. I'm not even gonna show all the Agatha losses in between that. Who wants to keep seeing that? Back to Lance, Body Slam does about half, and it goes for Hyper Beam. Does about half to us. We don't knock it out with our second Body Slam, but we paralyze it. Because Lance heals, Gyarados still has to recharge, so we get 2 free shots and we knock it out. And once again, against the Dragonair, we're gonna set up our 6 Meditates, even though we probably didn't need 6, and Body Slam the 2 Dragonairs to take them out. This time, we connect with High Jump Kick on Aerodactyl and take it out. And against Dragonite, it won't be able to withstand a Body Slam, unless we crit, which we do, but it only uses Barrier or Agility, so we knock it out. Second try at Lance. We did. And next is the champion, who I don't know how this battle will go. If we get really close and lose, I don't know what I would do. There's really 3 Pokemon who could be obstacles. Pidgeot, Alakazam, and Gyarados. And 2 of them are the first 2 Pokemon. So let's just see how we do. I go for High Jump Kick, and we crit and one-shot Pidgeot, so that's a great start to the battle. Alakazam is next, Body Slam, crits it as well. I don't think that the crit mattered, but we level up afterwards. And against Rhydon, we're gonna go ahead and set up some Meditates. It uses Tail Whip and Leer to further badge boost us, and we knock it out with a High Jump Kick. Body Slam Gyarados, and it's a one-shot. And I think you see where this is going. High Jump Kick one-shots Arcanine, and Venusaur is last. Body Slam, with all those badge boosts and increasing our attack, it doesn't stand a chance, and the Kicking Fiend has done it. And it's always nice when you have good back-to-back runs, like this in Hitmontop. This was a really fun run. But we still have the ultimate question of, who is the best Hitmon in Gen 1? Well, let's take a look. Hitmonlee finished at level 67, with a final time of 4 hours and 15 minutes. it beat Hitmontop's time. And looking at where it belongs in the tier list, we're gonna put it in the same tier as Magneton and Hitmontop, and crown it the winner of this 3-part series. As always, thank you for the continued support on the channel. We've got a new Let's Play coming in Paper Mario Thousand Year Door. You guys gave Paper Mario 64 a lot of love, and I'm hoping this one gets even more. We've got Electabuzz and Jinx coming later this month. Let me know in the comments how you think they'll do. And until the next one, see you then, and enjoy some bonus footage.